Don't subscribe to Dungeon in a Box until you watch this. I received my second Dungeon in a Box subscription box. Now these boxes can be run as one-shots or run all together as a year-long campaign. Let's go ahead and open this one up and see what's inside. Hi adventurers, if you enjoy D&D content with tips, tricks, unboxings, and reviews, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. So in this box, we have two exclusive Dungeon in a Box minis, skinny minis, maps, 3D terrain, and the adventure. Let's check it out. So these adventures are for 4 to 6 players, and the first box that was shipped to me takes the players from level 1 to level 2. In the book, this box says it takes adventures from level 2 to level 3. This time we've got Roar of the Blazing Isles, part of the adventure. Now the campaign in this series is called Voyage of the Fallen Star. In this campaign, the fallen star fell from the astral plane down to Earth. A lot of people saw it fall and they're all out to go get it because if you can find the fallen star, you're granted a wish. Now, all you can tell is that it's somewhere out in the Great Sea, very far from land. Spoiler alert, in the first part of the adventure, in the first box, the players can find a legendary object that helps them locate all these little pieces of the fallen star that broke off. It is called the Astral Compass. You can check out the first video I made of my first Dungeon in a Box that arrived right up here. Now, as the party adventures and they find each part of the fallen star, each shard, it fits into the compass and leads them to the next piece. Now, in this part of the adventure, the party heads to the Blazing Isles, which is a group of volcanic islands, to try to find another shard of the fallen star. So let's see what's inside the box. We've got the adventure book, still printed on that nice soft satin finish paper. We've got one of my favorite things, the minis. First we have this title knight, and he looks like he's actually wearing a giant horseshoe crab shell on his back, maybe as part of his armor or something. I will put some close-ups of these minis in here, but he looks really, really cool. The title knight. And we have the Magma Wolf. This guy is so cool looking. It is basically a giant wolf made out of magma. So these are plain gray minis, but you could do a really amazing paint job on this. There's some pictures in the adventure book in color of what the Magma Wolf looks like. And you could paint him to look really, really cool. There's also a skinny mini of him here in the box, which we'll show as well. You've got 3D terrain pieces. So we've got some pieces that just kind of look like rocks. They even have holes in them and things so you can see through certain parts of them. We also have, I've already punched all these out this time. You can see in the first video I did how they come flat in a sheet and you punch them out and assemble them, but there's no glue required or anything. They're just thick scored cardboard that have little tabs. If I open this one back up, you can see how it's flat and you just fold it and tuck the tabs in and boom, 3D terrain. It's really cool. These can just sit right on your map. So these are like some magma or stone formations. Some smaller ones here too, so you can place those all around your map, and I will show a close-up of those as well. Then you've got your skinny minis. Now this is the Magma Wolf as a skinny mini, the front and the back. The cool thing about these are printed on a really heavy-duty clear plastic, and the colors are so bright and vibrant. So you can get a sense of what this Magma Wolf should look like if you want to go ahead and paint the mini. There's all sorts of minis in here, and again, I'll insert a close-up of some of those. And all your terrain pieces. That's one thing I really like about this box is 3D terrain. Now, I think it's great to play Dungeons & Dragons with maps and minis, but it adds such a more like realistic sense to it when you have 3D terrain that's actually out on the map. I thought that was really, really cool. Now, all these boxes have at least 2 maps in them. So our first map, if I can get it open, here we go. Also on that same satiny paper. This looks like somebody's house or a chamber or something, because there's a doorway. There's a doorway down here, and when you walk in, there's a giant bearskin rug and like a throne over at this end. And then I'm not sure what all these are. I think they look like maybe little tables or something around the edge. And then you can see where like the light is shining through the windows out on the side. The other side of the map actually is an outdoor area. I'm not sure if this is like a well or a portal or something, but there are wagons around, like maybe a merchant area, but it looks kind of abandoned. So that's pretty cool. I love, and they all have a grid on them. So you can play with the minis there on the map and know where everybody is according to the grid. That's one map. And then the other map here has, this side is kind of like a cavern. It looks like you start out here in the outdoors and there's this cavern that you can wind through, and it gets to a spot where you can see there's a bunch of lava and hot magma. So kind of obviously ties into the theme there. And it will tell you in the book when you're using these maps and what 3D terrain pieces to put on them. Then you've got this side as well that kind of looks like a river with a lot more magma, again, on the other side. Very bright, colorful maps. Again, also on that silky smooth paper. So you get, there we go, 2 maps, the 3D terrain. Now, I'm just gonna put some of this 3D terrain pieces back in the box to get it out of my way. Okay, love these minis though. They are amazing. These are made exclusively for Dungeon in a Box. So you're not gonna find these anywhere else. You may also recall from the first video that they have a subscription service that's just the minis if you want. If you don't need the maps or the 3D terrain, maybe you're gonna draw your own maps or use the digital maps or something like that. You can get a box that's just the minis. I do the full box though that has everything included. Everyone, could you do me a favor, and if you're enjoying this video and getting value out of this content, could you go ahead and hit that like button for me and give us a thumbs up? Helps more friends to find us. So one thing that I didn't mention when I went over the first box I received in the previous video, I mentioned that there was a little packet inside that had some stickers that it looked like maybe there's a place to put them on the maps or on the astral compass. And I did a little more delving into it this time. And guys, this is the coolest thing. I don't know if you've ever played any legacy board games, but the big thing about legacy games is that you have choices to make and it changes the way the game goes as you play. So that is one thing they have added in this Dungeon in a Box, which is so cool. This time I have a little wax envelope with the legacy stickers. So what we have inside here is another sticker for the shard to put on the astral compass when the party finds it. But you'll notice too, I have a couple stickers here that look like rooms. And I have a sticker with some text on it. Now what these are, oh, and a couple cards that kind of correspond to these rooms. And I was looking at these and I'm like, I'm gonna have to look into the book because I really want to understand how these work. And this is just the coolest thing. Now for a second, let me get out of the first box the compass. This is the astral compass that your players will find at some point while you're playing the adventure from the first box. This is the compass where you put the stickers for each shard that they found. But when they find a shard, it unlocks an ability that you then add the sticker to the back. There's all these little markings on the back here where you can put stickers. So they get a sticker in the first box, they get a sticker for finding the compass, a sticker at the end of the adventure, and a sticker for finding the first shard, and a sticker in this box for finding the second shard. So as you're playing through this adventure, they're going to keep gaining more stickers on the back of the astral compass. And what it actually, this one says the character with the compass can use an action to cast detect poison or disease or locate animals or plants at will. So it doesn't use a spell slot. But you have to use your action each round to keep doing it. And there's stickers that came in the first box that have the abilities that completing that adventure gave them, okay? So they're gonna collect these stickers for the back of the compass. This is such a cool idea. I love it. It's so great. And then, and there's a couple of these room stickers in the first one, but for the second one as well. In the first box, they acquired, right? You have the map of their ship, which you may remember from the first box. These stickers that come in, there's a couple in the first box and a couple in the second box. These are new rooms in the ship, okay? And they're going to add them. That's why they have wood in the background, so they match the deck of the ship, okay? And they add these to the, now what the reason there's two is they have a choice to make. They're going to end up with only one of these and its corresponding card. So they have a choice between having a steam elemental or an urchin pod, okay, in the second box. Whichever one they end up choosing, they add the sticker for that room to their ship. And there was a choice in the first one as well, actually. The first one had 2 NPC cards, and that one is for an NPC crew member on the ship. So they have to make a choice which crew member they want to bring with them. Then they get that NPC card and they add a sticker for that crew person's quarters to the map. I thought this was the coolest thing because I wasn't quite sure, like I said, what all these stickers were for when I first got it and even when I reviewed the first box. But then when I got my second one and I'm like, oh, those are pretty cool. Hey, they kind of look like they match the ship. And as I'm reading through the adventure, I realized finally what it was, that it's the legacy portion of the game where the players are going to make choices. And actually, in a legacy board game, you kind of add stickers to the game board and it changes the game as you play. But they're adding rooms to the ship and making decisions. This really cool little urchin pool, which they would have to add the sea urchin tank, like having a fish tank on the boat. The urchins can actually heal you, so they kind of have to decide between, do they want a steam elemental to help them fight, or do they want healing from the urchin pool? And that's why they have these little stickers. So it's really neat, I think, how they're going to collect the stickers for the back of the compass, change the way the ship looks depending on which rooms they add and everything. I'm just so impressed with this box. If you watched the first video, you could tell by my reaction in that box too how cool I think these boxes are. Now my third box should actually be coming really soon, and I chose to add on at a discount the DM screen for that one that goes with the adventure. So that should be coming next for me, where I have the DM screen with the artwork on the front and information that's relative to this campaign on the back. So hopefully that'll be in soon, and I'll show you that in the next video. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when that video and all our future videos are posted. Hey adventurers, it's time for our epic question of the day. Let me know in the comments down below if you would play this just as a one-shot in between adventures, or maybe if one of the players can't make a session, or if you'd be interested in playing the whole campaign. I think I would like to play the whole campaign, which is 12 whole boxes for the whole year. But you can, like it said, play them separately. You could always find a way to work them into your current campaign whenever you want to do something different. So would you use these as a one-shot, or would you play the whole campaign? Let me know down below. And if you like unboxing videos like this, make sure you check out my playlist full of reviews and unboxings.